Herbal students. My name is Claudia Joy Wingo, and I will be one of your instructors in the Herbal program. So I just wanted to introduce myself and give you a little bit of background and also wish you a very warm welcome into the program. I've been interested in herbs for really as long as I can remember. I grew up here in DC, but my parents were originally from southern Missouri, and my grandmother was a bit of a root woman in the Ozark Mountains. Her brother was a doctor, and they used to use pretty much herbs most of the time. And so I really kind of learned about herbs from her and also from my father, who was a botanist, zoologist, and was a cinematographer at the USDA. So I spent quite a bit of time in my youth looking at Japanese beetles and sitting in wild turkey blinds for hours and looking at bark and leaves to entertain myself. And so my father taught me a lot about nature and about plants. And so I think it's probably gone from there. I started studying herbs at the Smile Herb Shop in College Park, Maryland, back in the mid 70s. So you can see that I have been doing it for quite a while. I also am very much into traveling. My first career was actually as a chef with the Sheridan Corporation, and I did the last 2 years of my apprenticeship in London and Copenhagen, and then went to live in Israel for a year and did some training with a Yemenite herbalist in Unani Tib herbalism. So like to travel, definitely. After that, I did go to Australia and was working there as a chef. I actually went to be in somebody's wedding, and I never really left for many, many years. But I started studying herbal medicine formally there in a college, New South Wales College of Natural Therapies, and it's a much more organized programs in Australia and as far as herbal medicine goes. So did my training there and then went on to do nursing because I felt I needed a bit more clinical background. And kind of went from there, started practicing herbalism and therapeutic massage, shiatsu, and reflexology, and also doing nursing. So I love herbs. I love plants. I'm very much into going out and identifying them and doing wildcrafting. My husband and I came back to the U.S. in 1995, and at that time I started working at back at the Small Herb Shop, where I started out in the 70s, and actually started working in a natural therapies integrated practice over in Bethesda called Life Path. And ultimately got involved with Thai Sophia and the herbal program and right at the pretty much at the very beginning. The planning started in 2000, and I started teaching in the program in 2001. So that was very exciting for me to work with James Snow and Kevin Spellman and Simon Mills to kind of help get the program off the ground, and Jim Duke, of course. I was very much involved in the program for many years, and then in 2008, the end of 2008, my husband and I returned to Australia to look after my in-laws and to kind of establish our roots. I actually became an Australian citizen, so I'm a dual American and Australian citizen. And again, I got to get back to my roots over there, and I got very involved with the National Herbalist Association of Australia, became their Director of Education, and at this point I still am, and did a lot of lecturing and seminars and traveled around Australia doing those for a couple of years for the NHAA, the National Herbalist Association. So we arrived back here not long ago. We've been back for about 6 months. And I'm back at now what is Maryland University for Integrative Health. I'm very excited about it. I am, while I was in Australia, I actually did a Master of Public Health in communicable diseases and biosecurity because I love bugs. And so I kind of have several interests happening. I'm still very much into food and nutrition and cooking, although I don't do it as a job anymore. I'm very much into going out and collecting herbs and also just looking at plants and identifying trees and being out in nature. I became a certified naturalist through Audubon and the USDA graduate school while I was here before. So I I can't tell you how much I really enjoy being out there. There's nothing like it. And I would also say I have a very big interest in environmental health. I'm on the board of the Rachel Carson Council, and I really like going out and spreading the word about how much the environment is important to not just humans, but animals in the whole biosystem. So I can't wait to meet you all, and I'm looking forward to spreading what knowledge I have. And really, I believe that much of the knowledge we get, we spread between each other. So I'm sure that you may learn from me, but I will also learn from you. So upward and onward, as I always say.